Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Pay attention to how a woman compliments you, right? You know what? This is one of those things that just popped up, right? Now, anybody who's followed me a long time know I'm a big fan of the Midnight series by Sister Soldier, right? And in fact, I think maybe at least twice I've read a quote, one of my favorite quotes from that series, right? Because, you know, anybody who's familiar with that series, familiar with the Midnight series, know that, man, this is like the ultimate brother and whatnot, right? You know, the dude, first of all, he's like, you know, very physically attractive to women, right? But he's also got a genius level IQ and everything. All right. And I know some people think that's impossible, but, you know, I did a video on genius bruisers. All right. Just some dudes who just got a physical presence and they also like highly intelligent. So it's not impossible. It's not common. It's kind of rare, but it still happens. Right. But one of the things I got from that quote is one of the things with the character Midnight. I mean, yeah, he realized women like him physically, but, you know, his thing is you got to get to know him mentally, right? You got to find out what his ideas are and everything. Now, that brings me to the point of this podcast. Men, pay close attention to how a woman initially compliments you, if she compliments you at all. In fact, pay attention to that too. Sometimes there's a lot to be said in what's not said. That's going to tell you everything. Seriously. Just like women say they can know whether or not they're going to sleep with a man, like within seconds of meeting him, seconds to a minute of meeting him. A man can know what's up with a woman by how she initially interacts with him and what she compliments about him. Like right away, how she looks at him, right? Like if a woman, okay, like you meet a woman, right? And if the first thing she says is like, oh, you're funny, right? Okay, that's telling you she's liking your personality more, right? It was actually a good thing in my view, my personal view, right? That's telling you that. Or she say, oh, you real serious, or you real driven, or you seem, you know, whatever she says, that's telling you how she's seeing you and also a little bit how she's characterizing you, right? And categorizing you, right? That's telling you a whole lot because, you know, for a woman, first impressions mean a whole lot. And see, sometimes guys will hear that and they don't think it. Or, the first impression might be she's turning up her nose or something. Pay attention to that because some guys see that anyway. They're like, I'm going to change her mind or something like that. It's like, boom, that's telling you a lot. Here's something else, and this is a personal pet peeve of mine. Even though I'm humble about my physical appearance, the reality is, for whatever reason, women like it. I don't know why. I always say women like an ugly guy, so I don't know if I'm ugly to them. And, you know, of course, they like handsome guys, too, of course. So I don't know. But one thing that's a pet peeve of mine, it really is if a woman compliments me like when she initially meets me. And people say, why would you want that? I know plenty of guys would want that and everything, but I'm saying that's me. That's me. Despite everything, Rom is Rom. All right. Reason why that kind of annoys me because a lot of times when women meet that, and that's the first thing they lead in with, they like, I think what I've gotten the most is that women like my eyes, right? And, you know, I'm like, thank you and everything. But when they lead with that, I'm like, Because it's been my experience, it's like, oh yeah, they feeling the lust part, but then they'll tend to have problems with my personality. You know, they'll say like stuff like, oh, you too serious or something like that. Because if they came, my experience is when they came like that, you know, they just saw some physical goon or something like that, you know. But then it's like, oh, you're smart too. I'm like, yeah. I actually had a woman say that to me. Like, you smart too. But that told me how she saw me. And sometimes they can have problems dealing with it. Like, if you express an opinion, it's like you see a woman, like, say she's an IG model or something, right? But then you start talking to her and you find out she real deep. That can throw some dudes off because they were looking at her just to hit it and quit it, or fantasizing about her and stuff, right? Instead of dealing with wanting to deal with her personality. Well, women do that, and that gives you a lot. So at that point, once you get an idea, then you know. It's like if she's saying, like if she meets you and she say, you're a really good guy, or you really nice, she probably just put you in a friend zone. She already put you in a friend zone. Or she looking you up and down and going all about how you look. That's saying it. I mean, I still remember when I was at this party. Man, I was dancing with this woman, and she was like, I mentioned this on a blog too. Like, she thought I played for the Washington Redskins, right? And she was just going off. She was almost like just gushing and shit. And I was just like, yeah, okay. All right. But that told me how she saw me, right? She might not have been interested in my political views, my spiritual views, my business views. In fact, I've had that a lot with women in life, man, which is to my annoyance. A lot of times, like, y'all listen to me, y'all see what I talk about, but I've met plenty of women, they weren't really interested in that. It's funny with women when they approach you just on that lust thing, and I know guys love that. But then when you go beyond that lust thing and hit them with some stuff, they act shocked or they don't know what to do with it, right? And then on the conversely, if that woman come, that woman, say you get a situation, that woman compliments you, maybe she's like, oh, you're real smart, you're real deep or something, right? And of course, a lot of guys get put into the friend zone because the woman thinking, oh, he can't bring it in the bedroom or something like that. But that's telling you right away how she's doing it. Like, a lot of guys want to know, well, does she see me as select or non-select? Just like she'll choose you in that first few minutes. She'll tell you in that first few minutes. The key to that is just listen. See, a lot of times, we see those big butt and big breasts. She got a cute face too. Shoot, we ain't paying attention to all of that, but we ain't listening to her and watching her. See, me, I'm always paying attention to anybody's initial reaction to me. Every single time, I don't care, even if they don't say anything. Because I've had women who stared, right? And I was just like, oh, okay, that's how she viewing me, okay. Might or might not go have sex with her, but sometimes, and this is when I was younger, more invested in just, getting a body count, right? If I see they just staring at me or something, I already know, don't hit them with anything deep, right? Don't hit them with anything, because I know that's what they're thinking about, right? But, and you know what, and not even just the first few minutes, but even, like, if you got to know her a while, that'll tell you, always pay attention to what she gonna say about you. Pay attention to it. Pay attention. If she say, oh, you, like, especially, and I know a lot of y'all heard, oh, you're really a good guy. You're really nice and everything, right? Yeah, that tells you. Or you're sharp, or you just seem calm. Whatever it is, right? That's going to tell you. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to it. In many cases, it can save you a lot of trouble. It can save you a lot of trouble, especially you meet some woman and you seem real nice. Especially as, like the same way a woman talk, if she see it like a real cute puppy or something, you might be like, you know what, let me walk away. Hey, you have a nice day now. But pay attention to that. Pay attention. Understand something. And this is a big mistake I see with many men. Many men could really eliminate a lot of trouble with women if they just pay attention. Pay attention in those initial meetings. Pay attention to what she actually saying, not what you want to hear. We talk about women wanting to hear stuff, but a lot of times we get caught up into it, And I know she got, 40-inch hips on her or something. I'm looking like, but then I stop myself. So, anyway, that's it. It's funny how this came up. This was like, sometimes I wasn't even planning on doing this particular podcast. It was out of my schedule. But sometimes when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. Plus, I ain't coughing as much. So, anyway, And that's it for today. Talk to you later. Peace and blessings.